Previously
What
on
was it
Shade
like
Bait.
with Clark?
Incredible. You know what I'm saying? Clark knew everybody at that time. You know what I'm saying? I'd be in the studio with Scarface. I'd be in the studio with Pink. I'd be in
Pink?
the studio. Fucking Pink. Pink is a
That's
super.
crazy.
I'm in the studio with RZA. Pink and RZA. I'm in the studio with Raekwon. I'm in the studio with Trackman. I'm in the studio with 50 Cent. Real talk. None. Bank City wasn't. I wasn't with them niggas yet. We wasn't with them niggas yet. Nah, that wasn't even thought of yet. And Clark
So
wasn't
what
with
Clark
that
was?
shit. Matter, you know, he got Jay-Z and fucking Biggie Small. You ain't just gonna be putting out records with Clark. That nigga Clark put me through the ringer before he put out my first record with him. You gotta talk that shit, nigga. Jay and them niggas talk that shit. Biggie and them niggas talk that shit. Source of money.
Right. Now, when do you say, okay, Clark, you ready to do a song? Because now you saying that you running around with them, you don't even know what's going on. You just seeing all type of stars and you like, what's this shit?
Clark wasn't one of the, first of all, to see him make a beat on it, I think it was the MPC, whatever the fuck he was. It was incredible to see the nigga do that shit. Nigga was a sampling wizard. And he could make his own beats and he could DJ his ass off. So I ain't gonna front. I'm intimidated at that point. You just can't get a beat from this nigga. How the fuck? Before I even got a beat from Clark, it was, don't ask him, nigga. It was not even one of those things you ask. Clark had to give you one. If you see all these top notch rapper niggas coming through, nigga, you got paper for that beat? And that alone, fuck if you having paper, he ain't cutting you no record if you ain't like that on the mic. Pause.
Yeah, pause, bottom line.
You ain't cutting no record, but you couldn't spit like that. It took years for me to groom my shit for Clark to be like, yo, here, I think you ready enough to go. You ready enough to go now. You know what I'm saying? It took years.
Yeah.
It wasn't no overnight shit. Nah, hell to the fuck no.
But you was recording on your own and like different
Yeah, I would take my hustle money, whatever I was doing, and I'd be at Quad, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be, figuring out my way, me and my brother trying to own our craft and shit like that. Around that time, I already introduced my brother to Clark, because Clark didn't know my brother yet. You know what I'm saying? I introduced them to my brother, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that worked out. So then me and T, we became the Dawson brothers. Well, Clark told us that, keep your names. Don't change your names. Don't try to have no rap names. Y'all niggas is the Ray Dawson. And he gave us that. Well, that's our own names. But he was like, no, you're Ray Dawson, and he's Tom Dawson, and y'all the Dawson brothers. That's it.
Fire. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. You know what me and Tone used to always say y'all reminded us of? Y'all was like New York City's, I want to say first, because we met you maybe in, like I said, 2000, 2001-ish. You said maybe even 2002-ish. Mm-hmm. That's kind of before the grinding. You and your brother were like New York City Clips to us.
Yeah, I could agree to that.
That's what you reminded us of. And then when we seen them, we were like, this could have been them.
They was a little more. They was more polished at that time. You know what I mean? Well, because like I said, we was nice. We was nice. But Clark he's a beast. He wanted perfection. You know what I'm saying? He wanted perfection. So if he ain't think he was ready to be put out, he wasn't putting you out. He wasn't. He didn't give a fuck how much he had, how much love and respect he had for me. If he didn't think he was that nigga, he wasn't putting you out. Point blank, period. And I respected him for that, because that shit made me not even go. It made me go on my own path and learn how to be an artist on my own. Obviously with the shit he instilled in niggas and shit like that. But it made me want to go get my own money up and go to my own studios without Clark guidance there and shit like that and figure it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we did our own thing once we started, got introduced to the game and shit. We was doing our own thing. We have fucking meetings at Jive and all that shit. This everyday shit.
The run.
We getting turned down too, getting turned down, until finally, shit cracked. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's talk about when this shit cracking, because like I never knew that you never knew Bank City.
No.
Like, so who the hell came up with the name?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. So how? Well, I'm gonna tell you exactly how that happened. One night we was in quad. Clark called everybody up. It was War and them niggas, Class and them niggas was there. Lugs was there. Sandman was there. Shout out to Sandman from Philly. Lugs is from Fort Greene at the time. Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Mean T from East New York. Shout out to Godson, Fred the Godson, and VA Slim.
Wait,
Class.
Godson and VA Slim was in Bank City?
They was considered FDNY, but that day that we all met, it was in Unique, or I think it was Unique. It was Unique, and Clark was like, he on that shit. He was scoping who was them niggas at the time. Kick out. Be in the studio for hours, kicking out. Bars on bars, and then
it's crazy.
Bars on bars on bars.
I can't believe you brought up my man's name. And you know, when I went and I interviewed my man Fatboy Izzo, he got a studio in the Bronx with a memorabilia of Fred, with all the Fred stuff in there. Now, a lot of people don't know about him.
That's crazy.
Bring that shit back, my boy.
I think it was around, if I'm not mistaken, around 2007, 2008, Slim started falling back from the music.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of stuff like, see, the thing is, this music shit is not an easy go.
It's not.
It is not nothing guaranteed until you actually put that, make it into existence. So
100%.
It was just waiting, and that shit could change.
I knew about them because they used to come to the crib and record as a group because they had a manager named PJ. Remember PJ?
I can't remember his name, but I grew up with them niggas in the studio. We all grew up together. Slim, all of us. We grew up.
Whoa, VA Slim. VA Slim was nice. VA Slim was nice. VA Slim was nice. That's why I had to ask you what happened to Slim. Slim was nice.
I didn't know J Nam until later on, until we started to,
How did he come to play? Because he's from Yonkers. I'm like,
so J Nam, he got pulled in by I think J Class or War. His name was War at the time.
of course, you're talking about Fresh.
Fresh now. TikTok Fresh now.
TikTok Fresh. TikTok Fresh. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get Fresh on the platty, man. Fresh is kind of popping. I ain't gonna lie. TikTok, that nigga eating. For real. I gotta get him on here.
We came up with the shit. The list goes on, man. Alicia Keys used to be in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was
what
crazy.
You mean, like before she blew up?
Yeah, that's when the two-way pages came out. Clark had the Motorola flip joints. We was the first niggas with them shits.
Yeah.
The Motorola two-way pages.
No, y'all had them. That's a fact. Miami, all that.
Yeah, we was the first with all that shit. We was the first. Clark had that shit, and then we all got that shit. I'm 19. I'm hustling. I'm 19, 20 at that time. I'm hustling at that time. I'm getting money, as a young man.
What label was Clark World on?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Universal, or could have been Sony. I don't quote me on it. I could be Universal or Sony.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, because I can't lie, man. I saw y'all in quads. I saw y'all in quads.
We was up there 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? That's when things were starting to develop. You know what I'm saying? We starting to develop the relationships.
Now, did y'all ever do an album?
Who?
With the Clark's World?
This is how things change. This is how things. So we can lead into how Bank City was formed, because Clark Kent was putting out a project. I think he was about to get this super crazy deal, and he was putting this shit together. So he created FDNY. Was because it was a lot of us. Was FDNY was Fred the Godson, God bless his soul, VA Slim. I can't fucking think of his name. A young rapper nigga from Brooklyn. I can't remember his name. But yeah, and another good friend of mine, Joel Marquise. You know what I'm saying? William Millions. So they went to go venture over FUBU and shit like that. Clark was placing niggas in the right. That's DJ Clark Kent. Clark was placing niggas in the right spots. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Bank City got left over.
Right.
Me and Fresh kind of like built that together. That's a fact. Me and Fresh came up with that shit.
So how did you meet Fresh?
In the studio.
How the fuck did Fresh wind up down in
He came. He was with J Class. Shout out to J Class.
Oh, I'm sorry, Class.
It's crazy, right?
You know, Class moving around. Facts. I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck did he? Because they from Yonkers. No, these niggas are from Yonkers, man. I'm trying to figure out how these niggas got down with Clark. I'm like, yo, I never asked them that. I met you through them.
I never asked them.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
we grew up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because at that time, the way, like I said, at that time, that's what I loved about the way we had it. It was like everybody was, you know, doing them, had own little situations, and just moving around. Like you said, remember Miami? I didn't get on a plane and go to Miami with y'all. I was down there, saw y'all, wound up with y'all the whole week.
You was Shay at that time. It was Shay and VIP. What you stay lace?
Yeah, at that time. We was with y'all niggas the whole trip. The niggas was moving.
That's a fact.
Y'all can't lie. Y'all was the first ones. And I tell people this all the time. You know, not to give this prick too much credit, J Class, love him to death, but I gotta keep it real. This is on film too. Facts. I gotta say, he was the first nigga that all that shit you're talking, he kind of brought it to the lights for me. Like you saying, Jay-Z saying, popping Cristal, doing all of this, the video chicks. Like, I don't know about Club Chaos.
Class was one of them niggas.
Class knows about it. I don't know about Club Lotus. Class knows about it. You know what I mean? I'm 19 years old, know this nigga, and he's fucking going to Lotus with a leather glove on like Michael Jackson.
That's a wild. He's J Class the rock star. He was a
rock star. I'm not gonna lie. This is the true facts. So, like, now, that's why I'm like, yo, when the reason I know a lot of niggas are looking at the platform, like, because a lot of people, they like, I hate that these niggas always be like, oh, Shay was right. Like a person like you. Like, I'm not, besides you my man, I'm not out there in Brooklyn because you my man and I'm just filming you.
Right.
You deserve to be on the platform.
I appreciate that.
No, I'm serious, bro. You have a history. Like
super history.
Clark Kent is making beats A&Ring for the best rapper of all time that's worth $1 billion.
Both of them.
Both of them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Both of them.
And then he puts his energy into niggas like you and them.
A young nigga from East New York, Brooklyn.
In so many words, he saw in 7 or 8 niggas what he saw in Biggie and Jay-Z. Am I right or wrong?
Say that again?
He saw in 7 or 8 niggas, preferably you, because you was the first one.
Right.
But he saw what he saw in them niggas to even have y'all around.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of
major credit and kudos goes to Clark Kent, man. He doesn't get enough 100%. Credit to me, but he's God's favorite DJ, and I say it again, he's the #1 DJ on earth, nigga. And I don't have no fucking qualms about saying that.
100%.
And qualms know, and Clark know. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, everybody go through adversities in life, but I respect him wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid dude. You know, I made some mistakes, but I guess we'll get into it. Some things that were left out of my hands, but still, because Clark put me on first, I had to bite the bullet for a lot of shit. So I hold no regrets. I harbor no resentment. Things happen the way they transpired. Clark is still the illest DJ of fucking alive. Basically,
of course,
plain and simple. And shout out to all the other DJs, but that's where I come from with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm coming with it.
Now I heard you say that you I'm not the Vlad type. I'm not the all those other dudes that try to get info, especially out of a friend. You know what I mean? You can always say, no, I'm not feeling that. But if you did, I heard you say that we'll get into that later.
Right.
Is that something that you wanted to talk about with Clark Kent? Because you said we'll get into that later. So
if anything, if it's nothing really to get into, it's basically like just putting my foot down and saying, yo, certain things wasn't handled correctly, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna eat that shit. I'm gonna take the blame for that, and that's how Clark looked at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm the ill cat out the bunch, and that's just as simple as fucking plain. I'm the ill cat out the bunch. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that shit was on my shoulders. That shit was on my plate. Whether I
You can
decided
start the
to,
group?
pardon me, just it ain't no fucking group if it ain't me.
Yeah.
So how is it this? How could these things transpire to this magnitude if it don't start with this young nigga right here? So however way that shit transpired and things of that nature, that shit was on my table, and I own up to that shit still to this fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's a
But
real one. A lot of niggas don't do that.
you
I
know what I'm
know a
saying?
lot of niggas still 30 years later holding grudges.
That's
For
sucker nigga
niggas,
shit. That's sucker nigga shit. I don't
fucking
hold no
niggas, I
grudges.
feel the same way.
I don't hold grudges.
I feel like
Girls
if you
do that.
didn't handle it at that point and you years down the line and you're still alive, we can talk it
It,
out.
it could be fixed.
It could be fixed.
We grown men, you know what I'm saying?
Grown
Men
men,
do men
100%.
do men shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a
100%.
kid, you know what I'm saying? That's just how
100%.
I feel about that. So we don't there's no more to talk about that, you know what I mean, in
Yeah,
that regard. But shout out to DJ Clark Kent, man. Word there.
definitely. Okay, so now after the Clark and the group, the Bang City situation, so would you say when did that end?
That ended in that ended in 2003 or 2000, latter part of 2004 that ended.
Damn,
So
that's kind of fast. I thought it was
very
longer than
fast.
that.
Too many personalities, too many chiefs, no, and not enough Indians, shit
That's
like
like
that.
1 or 2 years.
Yeah, it spiraled out of control fast. Like I still say, what the fuck happened? Although I know what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It spiraled fast, but how it even occurred was Clark. I said it in the Bleed record. The year was '04 when Clark plugged me with Dame. Clark brought me to fucking Dame Dash house in Tribeca.
What?
This
You
is
what?
this is real.
No, I know you said it in the record. Hold on.
Plug
So
me
what
on
was
that.
that like? What
It
was?
was
Yo, bro, you're talking to niggas in the prick days.
yeah. It was
Like a
me.
lot of niggas like, yo, I talked to Clark Kent and Dame Dash now. They're my friends. They're your friends 30 years later. You goofy. You
Right.
couldn't get next to them.
Back then, especially
That's
back
what I'm
then,
saying. I'm laughing at a lot of these clowns.
it was me, Clark, Dame, Biggs, and I think his name was Chandler. This is right before the break, like right during the breakup. On the record, I said the year was '04 when Clark plugged me with Dame. I could have went solo, but Bang City was gang. Yet I still went dolo, but I came back with things. Shit, I thought you was my dog, really Cujo with the fangs. So if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's real shit. Dame was like, yeah, Clark, you like him? Put him on. That's the nigga right there. And I told him right there, I fuck with a couple guys. We in the group called Bang City. All right, Clark, bring them niggas to the office tomorrow. Yo, cause I ain't gonna front. I was a little nervous. He said, spit. I rap. He said, I like his style. I'm like, yo, I needed some liquor. I'm gonna keep it a buck to cool my nerves, to cool my jet. I'm like, yo, Dame, you got some liquor? He said, nigga, I own Armadale. Go in the closet. Go in the cabinets. Straight up.
Yeah.
Swear to God. And then he was like, yo, I like Son's style, man. You see the pool table all the way in the fucking back? Next to the windows are like 20 feet in the fucking air. Go get what you want off that table, my nigga. You now down with Dame Dash Music Group. That's when they was making that shit up.
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. Cause I remember niggas was
They did that shit right in front of me.
word. I remember when niggas running around saying that you was with the Dame Dash. Okay, let's talk about that. So, all right. So now, Dame Dash Music Group. What goes on with that?
That's when we start. That's why we starting to generate out. We already did the Bang Cities CD. We had put a CD out because we was doing our thing. And then after that meeting, I brought the group to Dame, courtesy of Clark bringing me to me to be that guy
Yeah.
for DDMG. I brought the group on. Them niggas didn't know nothing about that shit. None of them. I brought that group to Dame Dash's table, courtesy via Clark Kent.
Huh.
They don't have that. We don't have that situation at DDMG if it ain't for me. Clark
Right.
brought me to that nigga crib to do that shit, B.
Huh.
So that's why everything was left on my shoulders and my plate. So how when it went sour, who else you gonna blame it on? Even though I had nothing to do with it, who else they gonna blame it on?
Nah,
Me.
you're right.
I own that shit. That's it.
Yeah. Because you
I
came to
own
the
it.
table with all of these three, with Clark and Jay.
I brought you,
So
right?
wait a minute. So you saying,
You know
hold on.
what I'm saying. I'm telling you
So
what the fuck it
basically,
is, Shay.
yeah, so basically, Dame Dash Music Group, Clark Kent World,
Clark
Banks,
World.
you was always the first one in the first meetings and brought them in. Every time.
On my mama.
That's crazy,
On
bro.
everything I stand on.
Nah, that's crazy. No, but that just shows how loopy you are. The average person would have went to the face, man.
I'm not that type of
The
nigga. You
average
see?
person would have went to the face, bro. I ain't that type
Okay.
of person neither,
Okay.
but the average nigga
Let
would
me
have.
wait, hold up. The average nigga would. Not to cut you off, but hold up. The average nigga would. But see, if we wasn't already have started what we had started with that Bang City Seat mixtape that we already just put out, I would have never said, yo, I'm in the group, but we already started something. So how I'm a renege on something that we already started? Although Clark made it, and I thought he heard about what we started, but still he wasn't privy to that shit. I don't even know I don't even know them niggas. He know my brother. I don't know this shit is happening. He don't even know Bang City is even being started up until we put out the mixtape. But that shit still wasn't on his table.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't on his table. I brought the shit to the table.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, that's a lot of sauce right there because, I mean, yo, I'm telling niggas, man, Clark Kent, Dame Dash, early 2000s, late 90s, don't even think you even have a meeting with them. Don't even think you have a meeting with them.
You don't have a meeting with them.
You don't have, because forget that thing on top of the world. They're also, these guys were partying, living life. You think they want to have a sit down with anybody at this time? These guys all over the world.
Them niggas is chucking CDs out the fucking car, the window.
That's what I'm saying.
Get that shit out of my face.
Get that shit out of here.
Get
like
that shit out of
said,
here, B.
To break weed up on it.
Yeah, that type of shit.
You feel me? Yeah.
Word.
Facts.
That type
You know
of
what I mean?
shit.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I never knew that you were bringing all this shit to the table, bro. That's nasty work. That's crazy.
I always believe I'm a nigga that I don't gotta talk about shit. If a nigga know he fucking, if he know he fucking know. Let a nigga try to put some smut on my jacket about this conversation. I bet she couldn't sit in the room with me. You know what I'm saying? So everything I'm telling you is all facts.
Yeah, no, I know it is. I mean, nobody gets on. One thing about this game, there are people that get on here and lie, but not when you know a nigga personally, man. You know what I mean?
I could have took.
You know what I mean? This is like a nigga getting on Drink Champs and lying in front of Nori face. Come on, fam. That is just not gonna happen.
I could have took that shit and went and ran with that shit. I'm just not that type of nigga. And I'm pro family, you know what I'm saying? And everybody that know me know that. So I'm not trying to get on by myself and not take care of the town or take care of the homies. I'm not that type of nigga. Although that shit bit me in my motherfucking, you know what I mean? Although it stabbed me in the back later on, I learned a lot about it. That's how I came up with the record to bleed for me, but we'll get into that. But back then I wasn't thinking like that, nigga. If I get on, the whole hood get on. My niggas get on. That's how I thought at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So, how do you compare back in your days to now music? As far as the whole game getting on, like all the tribulations that you just said, the shit that you've been through to niggas now.
How do I compare it now to the grind was iller back then to me, you know what I mean? Because you really had to be that guy. and you really had to put your feet on that fucking ground, my nigga, because you not getting in that meet. You not getting in that building on 50th and 8th Avenue. You not getting in that building. You not even getting around. You not getting in that building. You not.
I know these little niggas is DMing and emailing niggas now too easy. It's too easy
now,
to get
now you got social media and all that shit. Like,
yeah, bro.
I'm still trying to figure out this social media shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't come up in that era.
Yeah.
So I'm not even a big talkative kind of nigga. I don't talk. So this is the first time I even spoke this shit to any platform.
No, that's a fact. No, this is good source.
I'm not a talking nigga. I don't do all that talking shit. Never.
That's a fact. Real Brooklyn dude.
Not with all that.
Okay, but wait. So that's what I was saying. Like, you know, like you sit down and you tell us, you know, all of this stuff that you've been through there, you know, with the deals with Clark World, the deals with Dame Dash, you know, dealing with this, dealing with that, going through him, going through that. You know, that's what I would always say these days. These guys are lucky. They don't understand, you know, and it's not fun. The fun thing is, like you just said, how I've known you for over 20 years, and I'm still knowing this myself. That's because there's no social media to show it. You have to ask me this.
Right.
Why would I have asked you that? Am I right or wrong?
Correct, 100%.
So there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I like interviews like this, because there's guys out there with stories that people don't know about. This is a crazy story. Going to fucking Dame Dash's house and the nigga telling you whatever you want on the pool table, and his Dame Dash is him telling Leo Cohen take Def Jam off the back of the coat years. Are you serious?
That fucking dumb years, that era. That era. I've seen all that shit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how. Let me, before you skip. You see that picture you posted on one of your on behind the scenes shit on your platform, with the Clark and Jay photo.
Yeah.
Guess where that's at?
Where at?
That's in East New York, Brooklyn. That's at Clark's baby shower on Arlington Avenue in East New York.
Wait, you were there?
Fucking right, I was there.
So wait, dude, so you said
that
you saw Jay-Z back in the Jay-Z era just on random days fucking with Clark like that? It's hard. No, bro, you understand? This is Hove, nigga. This is Hove. Like, I don't care. I don't keep it real with you. This Jay-Z right now, and they gonna probably take me off the air for saying this, but who cares, man? I don't like this Jay-Z now. That Jay-Z you're talking about right there?
Okay, stop right there. But without that Jay-Z back there, there is no this Jay-Z.
That's true. But that Jay-Z you're talking about?
Right. That's authentic Jay. That's the
authentic Jay. That's the real Jay. That's why you sent that picture at the baby shower. Nigga, you got to see Jay-Z when he's walking around like, nigga, I'll kill you.
That's 1999 or 2000. That's in Arlington Church.
That's crazy, bro.
That?
All right. Was that the first time you met
him? Yes. That was
what was that like?
That was fucking Jay-Z. He already had 2 albums, 3 albums out. Biggie just died maybe a couple years before that. That's fucking Jay. He had the range. He had the platinum range. We looking. My homies, a couple of homies is in it from the hood is in there. I'm popular at that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm Young Ray, but I brought some niggas there to see that shit, B.
Yeah.
Niggas gotta document this, my nigga. Yeah, that's real facts, my nigga.
Yeah.
Shout out to my son, my childhood friend, Flo Kane, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, respectfully, Clark's wife, respectfully, the Vernons, the Franklins, shout out to them, because that was their event. Shout out to Clark's kids, his children, and all that. The Franklins, I know them personally. His son Jungle, I know them personally. Respect to them.
All right, so what was that? So you saying when you met Jay-Z, what Jay-Z is that you met that first day? Like what songs? What Jay-Z is that? Okay. Because I'm just trying to see Jay-Z.
I'm gonna tell you right
Jay-Z's attitude.
I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. It had to been right around the time, because people slept on this record, but this is by far one of my favorite Jay-Z records of all times. It's called The Things That You Do. I think it's produced by Swiss. And around that time, I was still on the block, and Jay-Z had this incredible fucking lines he would say. He said, I used to take it for granted while they placed me on this planet, but right there under my nose was the flow of all flows, not a demon, but a rose in the cement. So I know that. See how I know records?
I'm distributing that. The what more can I say?
No, it's the things that you do to make it.
Oh yeah! Yes, he was stupid on that.
One of his most slept on records, produced by Swiss, and Mariah Carey was on it. That is the Jay I saw. That's the Jay I
saw. Crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
So that was the Jay I saw. I think Volume 3 came out at that time, around that time. So that was who I saw. That was like, wow, this nigga right here. But you know, I'm not starstruck, but I'm like, I probably gazed. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, my dude, listen. I don't want to get gazed, bro.
This whole nigga.
No, these guys. Nigga. That's what I'm saying. Like a Little Dirk, like the baby, Little Baby. It don't hit the same when you gotta buy the CD and you riding around in the car and you gotta physically put the CD in, take it out of cassette, have the folder, have the whole album. It was like yellow. It went with you. I remember leaving and coming back home to get my CD cassettes.
Let me tell you an ill story. Right around that time, because I don't know if around that time they